We're in the Casa Gardens in the central parts of Gothenburg. It's normally a lot busier than this. There's not a lot of people out, and the people that are out, they're hanging out in groups.
For many cities and countries around the world, isolation and quarantine protocols have been in place since January or February of this year in 2020. I touch base with a different person each week to see how they are coping at home.
This is how we meet each other nowadays during the coronavirus. This is really not busy at all.
My name is Johanna and I live in the central part of Gothenburg in Sweden. My country have chosen not to go into lockdown during this corona pandemic. However, it doesn't mean that things are just as normal. We practice social distancing, however it comes with a lot of recommendations and a lot of new rules for us to follow.
Standing in line at the shops.
At times like this, Sweden has shown to be very flexible. Maybe that's why our government decided to trust us with not having a complete lockdown. Nobody really lives on the edge. So, I mean, if you do get a little bit too close to someone in the supermarket, you will be sure that you'll be told off. As everywhere, you need to be completely symptom-free before you move around. For instance, if you had a cold symptom or anything, you need to stay at home for another 2 days to make sure that you don't meet anyone. Welcome to my home. I had a sore throat and I decided not to go to work as advised. And after that, I was stuck in bed for 6 weeks. So I ticked every single symptom of COVID-19 except for one. During that time, I had 4 online appointments with doctors, and I had a brief visit to the ER as well. They looked through everything, told me that you definitely have the virus. You need to go home, you need to go recover and isolate yourself, and after you're well, you stay at home for another 2 weeks. Don't see anyone. The weirdest symptoms I've ever had, and I thought I'd never get out of bed. But eventually I did. It's taken a few weeks since to recover the lungs and get back into shape and go up the stairs and stuff like that. But now I have more energy than ever and I feel really fortunate.
And what about her biggest concerns during this time?
Obviously, one of the greatest fears is to give it to someone else. I imagine so many times being the one and only person in a group. And I go somewhere and after I leave, 8 people are sick because of me. So yeah, it's better to be safe than to be sorry.
So how has it been in her hometown or country?
So even if some shops, businesses and restaurants have decided to try to stay open during this time, it's been really difficult for them because, I mean, even if you stay open, you still only have a percentage of the clients that you used to have, and you still have your expenses. Also, a lot of places, they have closed down or they offer takeaway just to support the local businesses. We've done quite a lot of takeaway in our area. This might take some time, but it will pass, and all you can do is to do your part. Do what the society asks for you. We can't do this alone. We have to go through this as a community.
So there you go, miles away in a completely different part of the world, but still going through similar struggles and ways of coping. In Surrey, I'm Leah Bolton.